Today we're looking at 4x4 off-road camper vans. So last week I came across this comment: if you're serious about off-roading, just buy a truck and a trailer. And while it may have been true years ago, today 4x4 camper vans rule because they offer something neither of those can: true American freedom. That's why I'm breaking down the 4x4 off-road camper vans that are changing the way people explore the outdoors. Let's camp! Parking at 9,000 feet with snow on the ground and not caring one bit. That's what you're looking at behind the wheel of the Davey Jackson 170 Pro X, a 4x4 off-road camper van that turns roughing it into a punchline. Built on a Mercedes Sprinter chassis with full all-wheel drive, this thing shrugs off washboard roads thanks to Fox 2.5-inch Race Series suspension and a Dark Star limited slip differential working together like a bouncer and a bodyguard. Inside, the Mod Pod system flips from belted seating to a cafe lounge to a full bed. And yes, tucked behind those seats is a proper interior shower, something most 4x4 off-road camper vans this size simply skip. Hydronic heated flooring keeps your feet warm through 4 seasons. But just so you know, this whole rig starts at $329,999, which, to say the least, is quite a sum. Some campers claim to be off-road ready because they've got a roof rack and a spare tire. This 4x4 off-road camper van laughs at that standard. Meet the Rogue Warrior, an all-wheel drive Mercedes Sprinter riding on 37-inch Toyo all-terrain tires, Van Compass rally struts, and a stage 6.5 suspension setup that soaks up washboard trails like they're nothing. Rolling into camp lit up by 6 roof-mounted light pods and rock lights along every side, you're not fumbling for a flashlight out here. Step inside and the rugged exterior gives way to hand-milled walnut cabinetry, Italian leather trim, and an elevator bed that drops down over the lounge so you're never folding furniture. The kitchen hides something clever. A toe kick drawer under the counter conceals a full shower pan, and a hidden sprayer turns cleanup into an actual rinse-off. With 14 kilowatt hours of batteries and 400 watts of solar, this rig doesn't just survive off-grid, it thrives there. Some off-road motorhomes make you choose between rugged and comfortable. The Crawler Belen doesn't force that decision. This 4x4 off-road camper van comes from the Crawler lineup, and it's built to sleep and travel with 4 people without giving up an inch of livability. Step inside and you'll notice something unexpected for a rig this tough. Warm, high-end wood joinery lining every surface. More cabin than camper. There's a full kitchen and bathroom on board, so remote campsites become actual home base, not just a place to park for the night. Off-grid, you can spec a 220 ampere-hour Victron battery system, a Thule awning for shade, and diesel-powered heating that keeps things livable even when the weather turns. Here's the real payoff. Smart control panels let you manage power and climate from one place. No guesswork required out on the trail. Most camper vans force you to choose. Bring your gear or bring your comfort. The Furō from Yama Vans refuses that trade-off. Built on a nimble all-wheel drive Sprinter 144, this 4x4 off-road camper van is sized to slide into a trailhead parking spot that would swallow a bigger rig whole. The silver gray exterior and bronze wheels give it a calm, coastal look. But don't mistake style for softness. There's a permanent lengthwise bed here, so you're never breaking down a dinette after a long day on the trail. Behind it, an extended gear garage swallows skis, fat bikes, whatever your adventure demands. And here's the smart part. Filtered water and a real workspace mean you can log off the trail and log into a video call from the same parking spot, all without sacrificing off-grid power or comfort. It's proof a compact van can still do it all. Most luxury camper vans stop being luxurious the second the tarmac ends. The Robeta Adonis doesn't play by that rule. Built on a Mercedes Sprinter with the off-road package, this 4x4 off-road camper van pairs a 4x4 drivetrain with a rear bull bar, roof rack, and recovery tracks. So the same van that picked up Best Van for Travelers at Caravan Salon Dusseldorf can also dig itself out of a muddy trail. Trust me, that combination is rare. Inside, lightweight recycled plastic cabinetry saves serious payload without sacrificing that hotel suite feel. And the kitchen's sliding sink cover means full counter space stays usable. And here's the clever bit. A 230-watt solar panel and lithium battery keep it running off-grid, proving rugged and refined aren't opposites anymore. You'd expect a name meaning ocean and snow to belong on a surfboard, not a camper van. But the Yuki wears it perfectly. Built on an all-wheel drive Sprinter 170 by Limitless van, this 4x4 off-road camper van rides on BF Goodrich all-terrain tires and an Invictus suspension upgrade, so washboard forest roads feel like a Sunday drive. A long-range fuel tank means you can chase the horizon further before your next stop. Step inside, and bamboo cabinetry and Korean countertops replace what you'd expect from something this rugged. There's a full kitchen, a surprisingly spacious shower, and a garage under the bed for gear. Now here's the smart part. That garage has its own little door, so you can grab your skis without stepping outside into the cold. With a 10-kilowatt power system charged 3 different ways, this van doesn't just survive off-grid, it settles in. Most 4x4 camper vans make you pick between rugged and refined. The Adria Super Twin says, why bother choosing? Built on the permanent all-wheel drive Sprinter platform with 190 horsepower, this 4x4 off-road camper van handles muddy forest tracks and steep mountain passes the same way it handles the motorway, without drama. Picture waking up under the massive panoramic skylight over the lounge, sunlight pouring in after a night parked lakeside. The body flares widen the rear sleeping space, whether you go transverse in the 600 or lengthways in the 700. And there's a clever swing wall bathroom that flips from everyday toilet and sink into a full plated shower. All-day diesel heating with underfloor warmth keeps things livable deep into winter. Now, what impressed me was a lithium battery system built right in for off-grid self-sufficiency. No generator required. Class B RVs are often a compromise between livable and capable. Safari Condo's XL lineup refuses that trade-off. Built on a Ford Transit 3500 with the option to spec real all-wheel drive traction, this 4x4 off-road camper van comes in 2 flavors worth knowing about. The XL Plus hides an entire bathroom inside its dinette. Flip the seats up, pull the curtain, and you've got a shower where a coffee table just was. The XL Flex trades that trick for something wilder, an electric elevating bed that clears out a full cargo hold underneath for e-bikes, skis, or inflatable kayaks. Picture pulling into a trailhead, dropping the bed, and unloading your gear without rearranging a single cushion. Both run on dual 100 ampere-hour batteries and a 2,000-watt inverter, so a weekend off-grid never means roughing it. Now that's a van built around how you live. First-time overlanders think 4x4 capability means paying luxury motorhome money. The Etrusco CV600 DF 4x4 proves that wrong. This 4x4 off-road camper van rides on a Ford Transit with intelligent all-wheel drive that reads the road and shifts power to whichever wheels need it most. No levers, no guesswork, just traction when a gravel switchback catches you off guard. Under the hood, a 2.0-liter turbo diesel pushes up to 170 horsepower, plenty for hauling up to 2.8 tons of trailer if your gear list keeps growing. Inside, it's compact but smartly laid out, with a transverse bed, full kitchen, and bathroom that don't feel like an afterthought. Here's the real kicker. Pricing starts around 63,500 euros, making off-road capability actually attainable rather than aspirational. That's the lineup. Proof that 4x4 off-road camper vans have closed the gap between rugged and comfortable. From 6-figure Sprinter builds to budget-friendly Ford conversions, there's a rig here for almost every adventurer. Let me know in the comments which one you'd want to live in. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.